Welcome to today's Q&A. Hey, thanks for joining me. My name's Jessie. I'm with Decker Truckline, and I'm just using my stapler, so sorry about the noise. As everybody's coming in, I just want to give you just a second. So welcome to today's Q&A. It is the 3rd of December, and I'm making all kinds of noise, so I apologize for that. We're going to answer some questions, hopefully before you even ask them, on what's going on here at Decker, and of course, giving you the details on what it takes to qualify to drive for Decker, what the orientation would look like, what the pay is, all that kind of stuff. Equipment, right? All of that. That's what we'll talk about. Hey Riley, how was your Thanksgiving? And hello, ZXCB 2009. First, second. All right. So thank you for joining me. Again, my name is Jessie. And here at Decker, we've got, everybody's coming back a little bit from Thanksgiving. Hopefully had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week. Kind of getting your feet back into things. Let's see, trying to catch up to where we left off. Last week we talked about our driver of the months, and those runner-ups and winners were selected between a number of things, including both our scorecard and our safety scores as well. Realizing I have my glasses on. So that's one of two of the criteria that they go off of, but overall they look at the big picture as well. And when I say it's multiple departments that go through and choose our driver of the month based off of performance and numbers. So making it easy, right? Making it simple. Like, this is how it works. All right. So we do want to do a huge congratulations to those who earned their safety jackets this last week. Well, actually last month, because everybody who earned a safety jacket in November, you've got a phone call. I think you should have gotten the phone call last week, just getting your sizes and making sure that we've got that sent over to you. So congratulations to Thornton Barrett, James McCurdy, Angela Payton, William Buchanan, Troy Gonzaga, Clayton Appleby, James McCormick, Thomas Prestige, and Javon Brown. Congratulations to each of you. Now, again, in order to earn the safety jacket here at Decker, it's the first 6 months that you're here, and of course you need to have driven without a preventable accident or a DOT inspection that resulted in some form of CSA violation or CSA points of some sort. And that's what will qualify you for the Decker safety jacket. So huge congratulations to all of you. There, what is that, 9 of you? 9, 10? Yep. Pretty good. Pretty decent for the month of November. So, yeah. All right. Also want to give you an update on our Des Moines shop. You guys are probably exhausted by wondering, okay, when are we going to get it back? When is it up and running again? It is. It finally is. Yes, as of yesterday, things are in order. There's still some equipment left, so I don't want to surprise you when you go in, and there may still be some cones and some of the construction equipment kind of still sitting there. They've got to come back and get it, but we have access to drop the truck and trailers there. We can work on them. There's parking, and that's a whole thing to be thankful for. So, what perfect timing, right? So that is complete. Let's hope that it stays for a while. We had a water leak, and then CenturyLink came in, and it was the reverse. So there was water issues, CenturyLink had issues. They dug up, they got extra. Then we all of a sudden had more water issues, broke a line. So, it was a whole to-do, and we've been dealing with this at the Des Moines terminal for way too long. So it's done. We're thankful for that. So thank you guys for your patience. We've getting everything back from the temporary lot that we had, and like I said, you'll be able to now use the Des Moines shop and terminal. So, woohoo! Good news. Love to hear it. So congrats on that, right? Moving forward. Okay, I just want to get a couple of reminders out here before I dive into available positions and whatnot here at Decker. But another reminder is we've been giving you a heads up on the fuel additive, making sure that you are treating your fuel when necessary, and necessary being if it's going to be dropping below 18 degrees, you need to start treating your fuel. So that being said, some of the locations, yes, they have them treated, but let's play caution. Let's make sure that we're getting that additive added. Now we use Penray, we have Centene, there's Power Service. There's a few different ones out there. At the terminals, usually it's, what did I say? Penray. Yeah, usually it's Penray at the shops. So you pick it up there. If not, and you're getting it out on the road, we do have a $35 extra put on the card or open on the card for getting fuel additive. Now, that being said, if you guys are having some sort of hiccups or issues getting that fuel additive using your card, please don't just go buy it and look for a reimbursement. Don't do that. That can cause some delays. So what I suggest is that you reach out to the maintenance department, reach out to your fleet manager, probably, your driver leader, and make sure that you've got that approved to get that additive, and maybe they need to tweak something on the card. I don't know, but it should all be there. You should have that $35 already set aside there for you to take action. But I think Janelle sent out a message last Wednesday about that, so you didn't have it before then, but now you have it. You should. All right? Let us know if you run into any hiccups, but that should be good news there for you. Also, as reminders, this is the last week to get your insurance updated, any of your benefits changed. It is open enrollment time. It was 3 weeks long, and we are coming up on the tail end of it. So Friday the 6th is the last day to get any changes on your open enrollment. It all goes into effect the first of the year, so January 1st. But like I said, we've got to get those changes made before Friday the 6th. That is the cutoff, or before the end of Friday. But don't wait till the last minute. Just get it done, right? Get it taken care of. And then we don't have to worry about it. Perfect. Speaking of not worrying about it, can you also double check with your driver leader and make sure that we have the correct address for you? It's that time of year to be getting a Christmas gift. We want to make sure that it's going to the right place. If you've made a move this year or are in a different location, please make sure that we have the correct address on file. So not only for your Christmas gift, but also come the end of January, you're going to need it for your W-2s or your 1099s, depending on if you're a company driver here at Decker or an owner-operator lease purchase driver, right? So check with your driver leader, make sure that the address that we have on file is the address that you'll be able to pick those up at. So making sure that they're correct. What else is on my to-do list? I think that was my main objectives, is getting those things out and letting you know. Congratulations to 6 of our professional drivers here at Decker. We had $300 paid out this week in clean inspections. So that's another one. Yeah, even though it was a holiday week and, some things slowed down a bit, we still had 6 clean inspections going through. So that's fantastic. Love seeing the clean inspections. Obviously, it boosts our CSA and everything, keeps it up there. We like to see that. But I was surprised by the number. So, yeah. All right. Any other questions that I'm missing as far as updates here at Decker? I think that might be it. All right. Well, let's talk about some of the available positions then. Yes, I still have a team opportunity. So let's do a quick overview, and then we'll kind of dive in to each position, and then go over some of the orientation and qualifications and that stuff. Qualification-wise, for the most part, you've got to be 21 years of age, a valid Class A CDL, and either a recent graduate of an approved school. And if you're wondering about your school, let me know. I will let you know if it's approved or not. And then also, if you're looking to go over the road flatbed in our flatbed division, then we do require that you have a very minimum of 6 months of flatbed experience or a year of tractor trailer experience in order to qualify for that over the road flatbed division. That's the only one that we require flatbed specific experience for. However, we can train if you're in our Midwest flatbed division or in our refrigerated divisions. We can train if you are a recent graduate. It's just going to be based off of availability of our trainers, and usually during the holidays, there isn't as much availability, so you might be scheduling out till January. I'm like a speed talker today, or I just can't talk. One or the other. That's probably the latter of the two. Oh, well. All right. So that's the, no major moving violations, no CSA violations or preventable accidents within the last 3 years. Now, we can work with a speeding ticket that's maybe 5 over, or parking ticket or something like that isn't considered a major moving violation, as long as that you don't have more than 2 in the last 3 years. You'd be okay to move forward. But again, those are more, I don't want to say minor tickets, because a ticket is a ticket, right? But they aren't considered major moving violations. And those we can work with 2 within the last 3 years. Max. 2 max. Same when it comes to accidents, incidents. If you had maybe a backing incident, maybe you're new to the trucking industry and you had a backing incident and maybe a turning incident that did not result in a preventable accident, then sometimes we can work with those. It's best to reach out to one of the recruiters and get the details. So they can get the details actually and make sure that, yes, you would fit within our qualifications. If you want to speak to one of our recruiters directly, best thing to do is to call our, hotline. Call our recruiting number, 877-433-2537. It's right here. Wait, here, there. 877-433-2537, which is 877-4-DECKER. All right. There's my commercial. It felt like it. All right, well, let's talk about some of the different positions. We have our over-the-road refrigerated and more regional refrigerated options. And then we have our over-the-road flatbed and, like I said, more regional flatbed options as well. So that's what we currently have available. Yes, we do have an over-the-road refrigerated division available for the teams. You do need to live along I-80 between Denver, Colorado, and Chicago, Illinois. So along I-80 between Denver and Chicago, we have one team available position. That position is over the road. However, there are times that you would be running more dedicated. So it's still over the road, but it would be more on a dedicated, temporary dedicated position, and then back to the over the road. So the reason being is that you're covering for some of our dedicated team drivers. So of course, if that's something that you eventually want, it would create an opportunity for you down the road as well. But as of now, the dedicated positions are full, and all we have available is the one team over the road position that would help out with the dedicated fleet here and there. And that's why it's very important that you live along 80 from Denver to Chicago, somewhere around there, along there. Fair? All right, the rate of pay for the team, it pays weekly. We pay direct deposit every Friday. It pays weekly at 60 cents a mile, and that's going to be loaded and empty. It's going to be on all dispatch miles. It's going to be split between the trucks, so it's 30 and 30. Actually, how it, like, even more defined on how it is, it's 30 and 30, but of that 30 cents, 5 cents per mile is per diem. So in the 60, 10 cents per mile is per diem. So when the truck is paid 60 cents a mile, 10 cents of that is per diem. We'll split that where it's, 50 cents is taxed and the other 10 cents is not taxed. Now that is the base for the team. Hey, Dean, how are you? Good to have you, man. that's the base for the team. So the more miles you run as a team, the more pay you get in bonus pay for the mileage. So if you run between 12 and 14,000 miles a month, you're going to go up to get an extra 2 cents a mile of bonus paid the following month, though. So everything that you run for, let's use November as an example. Everything that you completed in November from the 1st to the 28th, that would, yeah, I totally looked. So from the 1st through the 30th, everything that you completed in November will be paid, the bonus will be paid the third pay period of the month following you when you ran it, which would be December. So you'll get your weekly pay, but the bonus part, I'm throwing things. The bonus part is going to be paid out the following month. So if you're between 12 and 14,000 miles a month as a team, you're going to get an extra 2 cents a mile, an extra 4 cents a mile between 14 and 16,000 miles a month. 16 to 18,000 miles a month is going to get you an extra 6 cents a mile, and anything over 18,000 miles a month, which is our average, 24,000 miles a month is average for the team, then you're going to get an extra 6 cents a mile, an extra 8 cents a mile. 2, 4. Math, I tell you. And that's, again, paid on all the miles that you completed for that previous month. So it roughly is an extra 1,000 a piece, usually, the pay period, the third pay period. Now, that is just for the teams. In addition to the team bonus, you also can qualify for the scorecard and the safety bonus. Now, the scorecard and the safety bonus are calculated very similar to, the only difference is the mileage requirement, but it's very similar to that of our company solo drivers on the refrigerated side. So being available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, no load refusals, no driver service failures, no late loads, no CSA violations or preventable accidents, your fuel compliance and your idle time. Those are all criteria or qualifications for the safety bonus, for the scorecard bonus. Safety bonus is based off of our Lytx system, which does include both our inward and outward facing event recorders, lane departure, speed gauge, following distance. I mean, all of that's calculated within that Lytx system. And that's an extra penny per mile. But the scorecard can get you an extra 4 cents a mile, and then the safety gets you an extra 1 cent a mile, so 5 cents a mile total. Magic trick. 5 cents a mile total, and that will be paid out again the third pay period of the month following when you ran it. So everything that you ran in November, the bonus pay is paid around the third pay period following that. So obviously we just paid that out this last week, a little over a week ago, I should say, and for all of the bonuses. Cool. All right. Again, if you guys have questions, 877-433-2537. That'll get you in connection with our recruiting department so that we're all on the same page. Dean says, I'm cold. You're cold? It is that time of year. Are you back in Minnesota? He was in Minnesota the other day telling me it was cold. It wasn't snowing, right? It wasn't snowing, but cold. We still have snow on the ground from, wow, it's been like a week since it snowed, but we still have, it's been cold enough that we still have the snow. Thankfully, the roads aren't covered. Well, side roads, yes. But Montana, you stay pretty busy. I'm out of Montana. Our main terminal is in Fort Dodge, Iowa. And then, of course, we've got Des Moines, Iowa, which we spoke about earlier. Yes, it's open. Yes, you can park the truck and trailer there for all of our company and owner-operators here at Decker. But, yes, so Des Moines, Fort Dodge being the main terminal. We've got Sperry, Minneapolis. We have Hammond, Indiana. Bessemer, Alabama is a very popular flatbed division, popular flatbed location as well. And then Missoula, Montana, for one of our refrigerated divisions. We run quite a bit into the Missoula area, running through a lot. So we've got a full shop there, truck wash as well, detail, and then of course we've got some operations in Missoula also. And then we have facilities for you. We have a car that you can sign out if you need to run some errands while your truck is getting an A or B service. We've got a car there available for you. We also have one in Des Moines and Bessemer and Fort Dodge. I think those are the locations that we currently have cars available for you to sign out. Company cars, right? Josh says, hey Josh Hawkins says, delivery now. Decker's a great company. Good. Love to hear that. Love to hear that you're delivering. And I do appreciate the kudos for the company. Thank you very much. Absolutely appreciate it. So yeah, there's several amenities at multiple locations. Now some of them have more amenities than others, like the Professional Driver Lounge Professional Driver Center in Missoula has laundry facilities. We have laundry, showers, of course the full shop, and then we have a couple of vending machines for you. We do have a couple of private rooms. I think there's 4 in total private rooms available. So the private rooms are nice if you just, you've been running, you want to rest, and yet your truck's getting worked on, right? So in the private rooms, there's the big lounge chairs, and you can shut the door, have your privacy, just rest. If you need to get things done, like there's a telephone in there, which is funny to me now because now we all carry them in our pockets, but there's a telephone, computer there, desk, TV, if you just want to wind down on your own. But yes, there's the private rooms available to you in Missoula, and I believe in Bessemer and Fort Dodge. Yeah. Now, Des Moines doesn't have as many facilities or as many amenities at the facilities than some of our others, but that's why it was really important for us to get that car available to you right away so that you can go and do laundry if you need to at a laundry facility, just not that far from the terminal actually. And trying to get you some convenience if you need to run errands, get some groceries, that kind of thing. Yes. Dean says he's in Iowa. All right, there you go. I've only seen snow in Wisconsin this year. There was a dusting down by Davenport and Iowa City this morning. Oh no, 4 cars went off and 2 looked totaled. Ooh, that's not good. Off of a dusting? Holy smokes. You know what? It's that time of year I'm going to have to start doing some weather updates for everybody. Just kind of give you an update on what's going on with where to be aware of the weather. I probably should start getting that, being more consistent with those for you guys as well. Just gets, whether we do them on YouTube or TikTok, I don't know what would be, Facebook maybe even, which would be better for you. Keep you in the loop. Dang, 4 cars went off with a dusting. In Montana, got to compare it to Montana. In Montana, yeah, we use gravel. That's what you're seeing is the dirt and gravel being thrown, dropped over the ice areas. Some of the other areas obviously use a little bit different, but snowplows have been busy. I talked to John the other day, and he has been very busy with snowplows lately. So, John, if you hear me, see me, can hear it, see it, hello. Good to have you, man. All right. I just got a notice. Hey, you guys, we've got Best Fleets to Drive For. I'm sidetracking here for a second, but Best Fleets to Drive For. We were nominated again. This would be our 4th year, which is pretty exciting. So, so we've got most of the process done. But what they do is they send out an email to our drivers. I don't know if they send them out to everybody, if they send them out to a percentage or how that works. But if you're part of the Decker family, you may be getting an email with the survey. So don't forget to fill that out if you would, please. We would really appreciate that. So that I believe that's going to be coming out here either today or in the next couple of days. And I don't know if they send out reminders or how that is, but usually we see a pretty good number of those surveys. We'd love to see it. And honestly, we learn a lot from those, where that's where some of these changes have come into effect. We've done a fair amount of changing structures here at Decker since April or so. And that's when we learn a lot from the Best Fleets to Drive For. They provide a survey to our professional drivers, and then from there they summarize it and they consolidate some of the information so that we can better understand where if there's frustrations, where they're at, where those frustrations are at, if there's things that they really appreciate, they want us to focus on, what those are, and then we can come up with some plans of action for that. Speaking of plans of action, again, another side note. Hey, let's see, it's 2 weeks ago, coming up on Friday, so about a week and a half ago, we had our first professional driver and leadership forum. That's our first one. We used to have driver councils, right? And so we had a number of drivers who would come in and give some of their input, and we, just really keep us informed and help us to better improve on areas that they were seeing that needed the improvement. So yes, of course, we've got our suggestions at deckermail.com that we utilize. Dean, thank you for that. And then, so we have a couple of ways to communicate, but now we have our professional drivers and our leadership forum that you can reach out to as well, which some of those details that come from the suggestions, they go directly to those directly to that forum so that it can be addressed. So that forum is set to meet every quarter, I believe. So that's meeting on a regular basis. But this last week and a half, it was our first one. We had some great things coming out of it. I should have a summary by the end of the week or early next week of some action steps that are happening from that forum itself. So that is exciting to see what comes of that. Yeah, those 4 were just in Iowa City. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Okay, I'm coming back to where I originally started in this conversation. We're talking about the available positions. We were talking a little bit about the refrigerated division. What I hadn't yet said is that with refrigerated, the over-the-road refrigerated, which runs, yes, a lot into Montana, that one also is about 2 to 3 weeks out at a time, and then home for 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 days. It's usually a day and a half for every 7 days you're out. So out for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, home for 4 to 6 days or so, depending on where you're at, what the loads look like, and all that good stuff. So the rate of pay per mile is going to be based on your experience level. Yes, we have a safety net. That's like it's your safety net. It's what you can budget off of. It's $1,000 a week. You do need to qualify for it. No major moving violations, no CSA violation, let me rephrase that. No CSA violations, no preventable accidents, no failed or refused or late loads, so no driver service failures. What am I missing? Be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, and no load refusals. So those, last but not least, get your paperwork in on time. I always forget that one. That's the 6th requirement. So making sure that you have your hours of service taken care of, you've got a good hold on your hours of service and making yourself available. That is key. And all those 6 criteria, of course, getting your paperwork in by Tuesday night in order to get paid Friday for it. So making sure that you meet that criteria, you're going to make at least $1,000 a week. But we've had several teams or several departments within our team working overtime to make sure that we are getting you guys more loads, longer lengths of haul, stronger load consistencies, and to increase those, especially come the beginning of the year. A lot of you guys have already been seeing them, but we'll be seeing continued growth on those miles for you very, very soon. But your rate of pay per mile is going to be based on your experience level. So if you are new to trucking, if you're brand new to the industry and you just graduated from an approved school, then in that case, your rate of pay per mile would be at 52 cents a mile in the refrigerated division. You'd come up, excuse me, you get a penny raise every 90 days within your first year. If again, this is if you're brand new to the industry and you're starting at 52, and then by the end of the first year, you'd be at 55, 56 cents a mile. Get a penny raise annually after that. Now, I'm going to stick to the refrigerated information, make sure that I'm staying on task here. 10 cents per mile is per diem, so you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile. And yes, the cap is at 70 cents a mile in really all of our divisions right now, but the cap is at 75 cents a mile. Or 70 cents a mile, 75 if you've got your what you can get with the bonus. Where am I missing? Oh, if you have a year of experience and you're coming aboard to Decker after you've got a full year of tractor trailer experience, you'll start at 55 cents a mile. 10 cents of that is per diem, so you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile. And again, you'll get a penny raise after 90 days and then annually after that. With the over-the-road miles, you're ranging between a little over 2,200 to 2,900 a week, again, depending on where your running lanes are for that week. Most of it's going to be the west, northwest, like you'll do a lot of I-5, up into Washington and Oregon, into Salt Lake, Nevada, Montana, of course, Colorado, Wyoming, and then, of course, further into the Midwest, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. What am I missing? We get into Missouri and Texas, Kansas and Nebraska, all the way over into the Carolinas, Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama, all good areas for us. Tennessee, fantastic around the Memphis area. So those are all areas that you'd see quite a bit with us. Again, if you have questions or if you're looking for more information or more specific information, you can definitely get a hold of our recruiting department directly at 877-433-2537. I'm trying to think when it comes to, we kind of hit a little bit with the teams on the scorecard and the safety bonus, but as an over-the-road refrigerated driver or more regional refrigerated driver, we also have our scorecard and our safety bonuses that you can get on a monthly basis too. It still pays out the third pay period of the month following when you ran it, so everything that you completed in November will pay out the third pay period of December. So that's what? Right around the 20th or so of December. And those bonuses on the company side, refrigerated side, usually run between $2 to $5.50 a month in bonuses between the scorecard and the safety. Scorecard can be an extra 4 cents a mile. Safety can be an extra 1 cent a mile. So 5 cents total is what you can get between the two of them in the over the road. Actually, the over the road, the bonuses can be a little bit higher than that. The regional usually runs between $2.40 and $5.50 or so, right around there. Now, with the more regional, you're home every 11 days for 3, and that is really everywhere from Denver east. So if you're within the hiring area and you live east of Denver, then we can get you home every 11 days for 3 days. And I do want to make sure that I'm not causing confusion here, but just because you live east of Denver doesn't put you automatically in the hiring area. It's just if you are within the hiring area and you are east of Denver, then that's the 11 and 3 turnaround for home time. Does that make sense? Because our hiring lanes change on a pretty consistent basis based off of the freight that we're bringing in and who we have out of those locations. So if I have a number of people out of Memphis and we already have, we've already have an influx of runs coming out of there, and then we bring even more, I could still use some, but if we don't bring in more out of that area, then maybe, then that could be an area that I'm full into. Right now, Memphis is a great area for us. So again, 877-433-2537 if you want more details on that. But there's there's a lot of areas that we do hire from. So I'm going to run over, try and give you a visual here without saying this town and this town and this town, because that would take me forever. And you'd be like, why, lady? But anyways, like I said, Iowa, parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, all really good. 80 and north is fantastic for us when it comes to Iowa, Illinois, Gary, Indiana area for the refrigerated division. Indianapolis, good area for us as well. So all of those, Dallas, Texas, Amarillo, Memphis, Tennessee, like I mentioned, anywhere from Alabama, especially northern Alabama, to Atlanta, Georgia. Nothing currently in the Carolinas, I don't believe. But this kind of gives you an idea of where we're hiring for our more regional refrigerated. And again, for the regional, you're home every 11 days for 3 days. And the rate of pay is going to be anywhere from 52 cents a mile for someone brand new to the industry to 70 cents a mile. Starting pay anywhere from 52 to 65. 70 is currently the cap. You do get a penny raise after 90 days, and then annually. If you have 15 plus years of experience, then you'd start at 65 cents a mile. And again, 10 cents, if with all this mileage that I'm giving you, the pay per mile, 10 cents per mile is per diem. So you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile. When you're getting your increase, the increase is going to be the taxable amount, where the 10 cents, the per diem amount will stay the same at 10 cents. There we go. Yeah, if you are military and interested in coming aboard to Decker, obviously we want to know what branch. We do, if you can send us over your DD-214, we do provide decals for the different branches of military branches so that you can display it on your truck. Very proud to say that we have those and love to see those displayed. I was just going to say, I probably should find out how many veterans we have here at Decker, but we do have quite a few active as well. So, anyways, that said, let us know when we can get you the decals for that. But we also pay up to an additional 2 cents a mile for military experience. So if you have over 2 years of experience in the military, you'll get an extra 2 cents a mile. If you have less than 2 years military, you still get an extra penny per mile on the miles that you run. But yeah, 2 years and up, you would get an increase on that. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So that kind of gives you an idea. Running lanes for the more regional refrigerated is going to keep you, for the most part, east of Denver. You're not going to really go west of there. That's more of our over-the-road refrigerated division that runs out there. Now, we also have flatbed. Flatbed has a couple of different options. If you're looking for home weekly, and I do ask that you have a year of tractor-trailer experience minimum, or 6 months flatbed specific experience. And if you have that, then I do have home weekly options out of anywhere from Bessemer, Alabama on 20 over to Atlanta, Georgia. So along 20 there, from Bessemer to Georgia or to Atlanta, we do offer home weekly in our over-the-road flatbed division. So I do want to make sure that you understand that that's still over the road. So you'd still be running into parts of the Midwest, definitely parts of the Midwest. That's where a lot of our freight is located. Illinois, Chicago, Iowa, Minnesota. I mean, those are all areas that we run quite a bit of, and those are just naming a few. But we do get you home weekly on that one. With flatbed, a little different than refrigerated, because with flatbed, we can get you home oftentimes coming home on a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then leaving back out either Sunday night or an early Monday morning, or usually for a Monday morning delivery. So that's pretty common in the flatbed division. Not so much in the refrigerated division, because sometimes the runs are, sometimes you're going and delivering on a Saturday night or a Monday, so Saturday night or Sunday. With refrigerated, they're going all the time, it seems like. Mm-hmm. So your home time could be a Tuesday or a Wednesday, a Thursday. It could be sometime during the week. But again, when it comes to the qualifying for the minimum pay, as long as you're available 5 days out of the week, then we can make that work for you. Then you'd still qualify. 5 days out of the week. So with flatbed, those 5 days have to be Monday through Friday because the flatbed doesn't really run on the weekend. Where with refrigerated, if you're available a Saturday or Sunday, those are still going to qualify or count, there we go, towards your availability. So that's fantastic. Okay. But yeah, so we have the home weekly and the flatbed division, the over-the-road flatbed division, but we also have the over-the-road option, which is it's not coast to coast, it's more Denver east. Again, we don't run a whole lot of the west in that over-the-road flatbed division, but we can get you home every other weekend. Now in the Midwest, usually you're home, depending of course on where in the Midwest, but usually you're home on a weekly basis. So whether you're home every other weekend or weekly, it's again usually coming home on a Friday night or a Saturday morning is the norm. And with the Midwest division, if you live anywhere from, see if I can draw this up in my mind here, anywhere from Iowa City to Chicago, parts of Milwaukee over into Toledo, Columbus, Indianapolis, those are all areas that we hire for the home weekly option in flatbed. So yes, we have home weekly. We pay $14.50 a week for the Midwest flatbed division. The rest of our divisions are $1,000 a week for the minimum pay, but it's $14.50. Your rate of pay per mile is still the same. It's based off of your experience level. And in flatbed, you're looking at 56 cents a mile for someone with a year of experience to 70 cents a mile for someone with 15 plus years of experience. So with flatbed, we can get you maxed out right away. That means again with our cap being at 70, if you're starting with 15 years of experience at 70 cents a mile, then you're already at the cap. Otherwise you get a penny raise after 90 days and then annually as well. But again, the Midwest flatbed, we're usually home weekly on that one, $14.50 a week minimum pay. And the reason being, same qualifications, be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week, no load refusals, no driver service failures, no late loads, no preventable accidents, no CSA violations, get your paperwork in on time. Those are the 6 criteria for the minimum pay, for the minimum pay for the Midwest flatbed division, $14.50. If you didn't meet that, then your rate of pay per mile would revert back to your rate of, or your pay would revert back to your rate of pay per mile and the miles that you ran. Now, in the flatbed division, for more regional, you're looking, between 1,000 to 2,200 miles a week on the Midwest flatbed. So that's what you'd be seeing, or likely seeing, and that's why it's real important, especially in that $14.50 home weekly, to get that minimum pay at least. So making sure that you hit those qualifications, right? Okay. What am I missing? Over the road, regional. I think we hit them all. Unavailable positions. Now, orientation is a 3-day process. The only exception is if you are brand new to the industry and you need to go with a trainer. In that case, we do offer training. You are required to be with a trainer between 2 to 3 weeks. We pay you $700 a week, or really $100 a day while you're with a trainer. Orientation pays $500, whether it's a week long for a student or it's 3 days long for an experienced driver. We pay $500 for orientation. Before you even come to Fort Dodge, Iowa, our main office, for orientation, we do require that you have completed your drug tests, both the hair follicle and the urinalysis, your physical, and if you already have a physical, that's good for another 6+ months, and you've had yours for at least 6 months, then we can use that one. We just need you to send over the long form so that we can get that approved and signed off on. But you'd need to you'd need to complete your physical, your drug test, your online orientation. So the online orientation, we send you the link, and you go through all those modules. Some of the modules are videos, some of them are just articles, and some of them are images. But you go through the modules, And then following each module is a number of questions. It could be 1, could be 3 questions. You answer those questions, and then it moves you on to the next module. So that's our online orientation. You'll need to complete that before you even come to Fort Dodge for orientation. Now that's an extra $100. So I didn't count that into the orientation pay. So it's $600 for completing orientation, because you need to do that before you even come to orientation. And then, of course, in orientation, it's in Fort Dodge, Iowa. We will get you transportation there. Normally, it's a rental car. That's usually what I see. Rental cars, we do some flights. It's really just going to depend on where you're coming from and what's available out of there. And then, of course, we start looking at prices too, because we do have a repayment program. So if you left us within the first 6 months, you'd be responsible for a portion of those expenses. Otherwise, we take on all of those expenses, and it never falls back on you. But that's why we want to make sure that we're looking at price as well. You never want to pay more than you have to, right? When it comes to transportation to get somewhere, but yet you still want to be comfortable. So that's why we do the rental car and the flight and not a bus. Right. So those are our options. In Fort Dodge, we do put you up in a hotel. We take care of your meals while you're here. We'll bring meals in to the terminal for you, or even taking you out. But yes, we take care of the meals. And like I said, you get paid $500 for completing orientation, plus the extra $100 for doing those things ahead of time. And all of that's completed for an experienced driver, usually around Wednesday. And sometimes it's not a full 3 days, depending on how quickly the class moves along, answering questions. If you have questions, ask them. That is definitely the time to ask, is during orientation. And orientation consists of your driving test and going through company policies and procedures, and some of that, getting some of that paperwork out. We've already gotten you pre-approved. We've already got the employment verifications and drug and alcohol tests. Like, we've gotten all of that stuff ahead of time, but you're still going through policies, company policies and procedures, and getting a good understanding of that as well. You'll also meet with several management members or members of management, so that you'll get to kind of know them, and vice versa. And then we also have the maintenance team that you'll sit with, and not really sit with, because what they do is they'll bring you out to the truck, and you guys will walk through all of the different amenities in the truck. Our trucks are fully equipped. APUs, the only exception to this one is the Freightliners have opt-to-idle instead of APUs. But APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves, CB units, navigation. We have Epic View. So we have a 22-inch television plus Epic View company paid channels. There's streaming channels plus free Wi-Fi. They're double bunk trucks. Most of the trucks are the 579 Peterbilts. We're seeing some 389s. 389s are more of our veteran drivers, and so far, so have been the 589s that are brand new, just coming in 2025. Those are brand new, just coming in. And then we have, some Volvos, some 740s for the flatbed side, some 780s for the refrigerated, and 860s as well on the refrigerated side. So that's the kind of equipment that we have. Yes, you probably see this big old red. We have a couple of yellow ones, but yeah, big red truck, beautiful, beautiful trucks. And speaking of beautiful trucks, we will be announcing the winners for the 2025 calendar contest very, very soon. We're hoping to get our hands on the finished product, and we are so excited for that. I look forward to it all the time, because then I get a clean calendar, right? Get to start all over. All right. Anyways, we've got those coming as well. So speaking of nice, clean trucks. Very well maintained. All right. And again, those trucks, they're 3 years and newer. The brand new ones that are coming out, of course, those are the ones that I've seen so far or heard of, are the 589s, and we'll get more details. We'll probably be seeing more of those come February. I would say late January, February is what we're hoping. We'll get more details as we get more details from the manufacturers as well. Fair enough? All right. Good deal. Benefits. I talked a little bit about the benefits. They kick in after 60 days. That part I didn't mention because I was stuck more on, hey, this is open enrollment. Get your paperwork in for the open enrollment. You have till the end of the week. Any of the changes that you make during open enrollment will be in effect as of the 1st of January. Otherwise, when you start here at Decker, you'll have that's another open enrollment technically, but you'll have 60 days to get your insurance up and going. Around the 21st day of employment, you want to get your insurance information in. And that way they have time to review it. They can review it with you as well as on their own before it's live, right? So insurance starts on your 61st day of employment. And we have a 401k. We have company paid life insurance, paid vacation. Vacation is 1 week within your first 6 months, and then another week on your 1 year anniversary, and then on your 2 year anniversary you get on your 3 year anniversary you get 2 weeks. On your 7 year anniversary you get 3 weeks. There you go. So you get vacation every year on your anniversary, and it increases obviously on your 1 year, on your 3 year, and on your 7 year mark. There you go. I got it. Slowly but surely I'm getting there. All right, so that's a little bit about the insurance. It all starts, let's see, the Applos is our new insurance provider. And a little bit different with this one than we have with others is that there isn't a out of network. So that will be new and hopefully a great coverage for you guys. Something that you guys hopefully really appreciate instead of having to deal with the network. We also have $0 copay on generic prescriptions, on brand name and specialty medications. So another huge plus. We've had that for a little over a year now, and that has been a great improvement for great savings, great all the way around. I was talking to someone the other day. Well, Steve had mentioned several months ago that he saves $1,800 a month on one prescription. And I know several individuals who pay a fortune. One of the prescriptions was $300 or $3,000 a month. Previously, the co-pays and with rebates and jumping through all kinds of hoops, he was able to get the cost down. But now with the $0 co-pays, it has been a lifesaver for him. So really, really appreciate all the work that our HR and benefits department have done to improve on those for us. Especially the last few years, I've seen great improvements. So, yeah. Again, if you want more details, please reach out to us at 877-433-2537, and we'd be happy to give you more details on whether it be benefits, the equipment, whether or not you qualify, all that good stuff. So 877-433-2537. Now, it is supposed to get a little bit wintry out, so please beware. Make sure that you have watched our video on how to chain. If you don't know how to chain tires, make sure you watch that. Our take, by the way, is you need to know how to do it. Whether or not you do it is up to you. They're to get you out of trouble, not to get you into trouble. And that's why we require that you know how to do it, but not necessarily doing it. All right. A lot of tutorials are available on our YouTube channel too, if you guys want to check that out. All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We will talk to you next Tuesday at noon Central, but until then,